The Papa Louie series is an iconic staple in the world of Flash games. It's a series of restaurant time management simulators with many different eateries to play in. As more games were released, the series evolved, adding many new features over the years. Yet the one that started it all, Papa's Pizzeria, lacked such additions, making it quite bare bones in comparison. So, time for a remaster. I'm Mac, and I've got your back. This is Jedivision's review of Papa's Pizzeria Deluxe, one of the two Papa's games remade for Steam. In Papa's Pizzeria Deluxe, Papa Louie decides to randomly leave one day to go on an adventure, whatever that means, leaving his nephew Roy, or a custom worker, to run the pizzeria by himself and serve Tastyville's wacky customers. Graphically, the game looks like your typical Papa's game. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. It's a simple but distinct and charming art style. Like all Papa's games, gameplay is divided into 4 stations. First is the waiting area, where you'll take orders from the customers and where they'll wait to be served. From here, you'll want to work as fast as you can because wait time is factored into your final score. Once you get their orders written onto the ticket, you'll move on to the build station. Here, you'll match what's on the ticket to the order, selecting the right dough, sauce, and cheese, and trying to time that quick time event perfectly. Then you put on the toppings, which must be spaced evenly in specific quadrants as specified by the customer. Then is the baking station, where you'll simply leave your pizza in and wait for it to cook to the right amount. Finally is the cutting station, where you'll have to cut the pizza as instructed by the customer. After that, you put the ticket on the order, and then comes the moment of truth. Your customer doesn't just look at their order, they frickin' inspect it. They take their pizza very seriously in Tastyville. You'll be judged on how well you did on each of the 4 stations. The better you do, the more they'll tip. If you consistently serve the same customer well, they'll gain stars and level up, giving you higher tips. At the end of each day, you get closers, who grade your work a little more harshly. The fun of the game is not just making these pizzas, but that you have to manage these several orders at the same time throughout all these different stations, trying to get them out quickly while also trying to follow the orders closely. The game starts out simple enough, with only a couple of customers coming in a day, only a few ingredients to keep track of, but as it progresses, things get a little harder. More customers ordering, more doughs, sauces, cheeses, and toppings to work with, different times to cook the pizzas too, and different ways to slice them. There are even specials as well, pre-made recipes that give bonuses like more tips or advancing the customer's level faster. Overall, there's no complaints on the gameplay front. Everything works fine and intuitively. Each day can be played through quite quickly, lasting for around 10 minutes, making for a game that's quite easy to pick up for a quick play. When the store closes and the day ends, the player can use the tips they acquire, as well as their weekly paychecks, to upgrade and decorate their restaurant to make things a little easier. A doorbell to hear when customers enter, a modifier to your sauce and cheese applier to make that quick time event easier, boosts to speed up the baking, and alarms to hear when the pizza's cooked to your liking, and cutting guides so you can evenly slice. You can also purchase wallpaper, floors, posters, and decorations so customers will feel more comfortable standing in line, increasing waiting score. There's also clothing to change your character's look. There are also mini games you can play to get these items as well. Then you've got a food truck, which is kind of the game's sandbox mode. You can take a pizza and do whatever you want to it with no care in the world. We honestly didn't do much with this, but it's still cool that it's in the game. Stickers serve as the game's achievement system, and getting enough of them lets you change the customers' outfits. Aside from that, you have holidays that kind of shake things up. There are holidays in-game you can theme your pizzeria around to get a bigger bonus to your waiting score, and those holidays come with exclusive holiday-themed ingredients. For example, Christmas has red pepper crust, eggnog alfredo, and goose and spruce tips for toppings. Not really things you'd expect to taste good on a pizza, but the game gets a lot more fun the more you play it, what with it increasing the amount of things you need to keep track of, making it somewhat addicting for a while. That being said, it plateaus quite fast. There comes a point where the game honestly runs out of cards up its sleeve, and the difficulty ceiling is more or less reached. Once you figure out how to optimally play, maneuver through the stations, and you purchase all the upgrades, the challenge disappears. The fun of multitasking eventually fades because things become so easy to manage, effectively making each day feel the same. And it's not all bad, I guess. It makes it quite laid back, perfect if you're the type of person who likes to play video games while watching YouTube. Something low effort to do to occupy the other side of your brain while you're watching a podcast or something. But we do wish there was something more here to keep the player on their toes. If we were reviewing this as a Flash game, it would be whatever, right? It's a Flash game, it's free, you're probably playing it in your homeroom class to kill time, so whatever, right? But in this case, it's a game you have to pay for. Granted, at $6 it's quite cheap, but regardless, the expectations are still kind of raised. And so it's really unfortunate unfortunate that more wasn't done to kind of meet those. So that's all there really is to say about Papa's Pizzeria Deluxe. Overall, we'd say it succeeds in bringing Papa's Pizzeria up to speed with the other games. Trying to get the orders right while you're managing your time and multitasking is quite fun, but it hits a wall pretty fast that leads to it feeling quite repetitive if you're looking to play it for any longer than 15 or so minutes. Jedivision's score for Papa's Pizzeria Deluxe is a 6 out of 10. As far as recommendations go, it's a maybe. $6 is an acceptable price for a game like this, even despite its shortcomings. That being said, it is worth noting that there are a lot of Papa's games, and while they do have slight differences to each other, they do play a little differently. Across the board, they are quite similar. We do feel like scumbags for saying, oh, don't give these guys their money, play their other games for free. But at the end of the day, why spend money if there's really no reason to, right? It's your call. Now, if you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. You've just watched a video from the Jedivision. If you like this video, consider leaving a rating and comment. If you want to keep up to date with our latest game and movie reviews, subscribe to the channel, follow Twitter, and join the Discord. Mac Cheese to Jedivision, signing out. You all have a good one.